Emily Smith Rowe returns very, very soon. He's a man that has been injured. Then he got a setback in his injury, but he is expected to return soon and soonest. Trossard, Jakub Kiwior and Jorginho have really been included into the Arsenal squad to play in the UEFA Europa League, meaning that they've bolstered the squad depth of Mikel Arteta, and I think Arteta has all the reason to smile, because this is what every manager would be loving, to be having lots of options of players that can help you really play in every tournament that you participate in. Then we are talking about Guendouzi, a player that was formerly at Arsenal. Now he is playing for Marseille. No bid was put in by Aston Villa, confirmed by the Marseille president. And lastly, Martin Odegaard, the captain of Arsenal, is really willing to discuss Arsenal on a new contract that is really improved, and that means he's going to be added more money. He's the captain. He is the best player of Arsenal this season. Though people will go ahead and really talk about Bukayo Saka, but I think that's an agenda driven by the English media. But trust me, no player has shown consistency at a high level than the captain of Arsenal, that is Martin Odegaard. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. Good morning. Match day. Arsenal is taking on Everton today, and I believe we are going to be having a very busy day because later United is playing Crystal Palace, Liverpool is playing Wolverhampton Wanderers, and very many other teams are into the mix. So we are really going to be having a very hectic day today, but we know the Lord is with us. He has granted us with the energy to come in and present to you everything. Not so? So smash the like button, comment and share. Rokan David is my name, and let's set the ball rolling with the first story that we've gone ahead to really do the needful. Yesterday, I think, was the deadline for all teams to submit their Champions League squads and their UEFA Europa League squads, and those in the Conference League were also told to really do the needful and register all the players they are going to use in those three tournaments. Now, Arsenal happens to be in the UEFA Europa League, you know that very well, and they are through to the round of 16, waiting for draws. Sorry, for teams that are really going to come in through from the playoffs are going to be played on 15th. I think 14th, 15th, and 21st and 22nd, to see who is really going to be their opponent to face on the round of 16. Now, Arsenal has gone ahead to bolster their squad by doing the following, and we've been told this from the Arsenal website that has been really included via the AFC staff, that confirmed January signings Leandro Trossard, Jakub Kiwior, and Jorginho have all unsurprisingly been included in this Arsenal squad list for the UEFA Europa League knockout stages. So this shows you that a very huge improvement has really been made, and this puts Arsenal in a very good position to win the UEFA Europa League, because they have been lacking squad depth, especially when it comes to games like this. Now, when you look at the inclusion of the three players, that means Arsenal can come in and really make an entire change of its 11. How? Turner for Trossard, not for Trossard, Turner for Ramsdale, Tomiyasu for Ben White, Kientieni for Zinchenko, Jakub Kiwior for Gabriel Magalhaes, Rob Holding for Saliba, Jorginho for Thomas Partey, Fabio Vieira for Martin Odegaard, then Nketiah for Jesus, Trossard for Martinelli. I think even Reece Nelson will come in and play the position for Bukayo Saka. I think the only player that is always going to be a constant in this game is going to be Granit Xhaka. At the age of 30, looks like he's still young and he's having a lot of energy in him to go on and really let Arsenal to the next level. And when you look at the UEFA Europa League, if you start with those players, they can play some 60 minutes, and then you can go ahead and really make some 5 changes. You can bring on Bukayo Saka, you can bring on Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, Thomas Partey, depending on the game situation. If you kill off the game, then there will be no need for you to go in and really do the needful and really get in players like those, meaning that you'll be resting them to help you in the weekend. Remember, if Arsenal continues to play in the UEFA Europa League on Thursday, that means they'll be playing on Sunday. So that will help the team of Arsenal to rest its stars to get ready for the Premier League, because the most important trophy Arsenal is eyeing is the Premier League. I think that's why you state that even when they are knocked out of the Carabao Cup, no one came out and really slated Arteta. No one. You get? When they're knocked out by City from the FA Cup, no one slated the players or Arteta or the board of Arsenal, because they are really having one trophy they are focusing on, that is the Premier League, and they want to win it. And I believe Mikel Arteta learned from his mistakes that he really made in January of 2022, when he let Aubameyang leave and he never brought in players. He suffered the consequences of not qualifying for the Champions League. This time round, he's not looking he's not looking back. He's all one-eyed on one thing, winning the Premier League. That's why I was going ahead to make 3 signings, because he knows when you win the Premier League, you're going to earn like £500 million. You get? As income. Then you'll be having money from the Champions League. You get? And secondly, the sponsorship kit of Adidas, every time you qualify for the Champions League, they get you more money. Let me give you the instance of Manchester United. Manchester United, when they don't qualify for the Champions League, they earn £40 million from Adidas. That is the kit manufacturer. You get? The kit sponsor. Then, or the kit manufacturer. Then, when United qualifies for the Champions League, they earn £70 million, meaning that Arsenal for very many seasons have been earning between 30 and 40 million pounds from Adidas, which means if they qualify for the Champions League, they're going to be between 70 and 80 million pounds. So it shows you that their bolstering this squad is going to help them do the needful and obviously getting more players. Now, as these other players have been re-registered, there are those that have been deregistered from this team. That is Cedric Soares, he moved on loan to Fulham. Marquinhos moved on loan to Norwich. Albert Sambi-Lokonga moved on loan to Crystal Palace. Were excluded. Now, Emily Smith-Rowe is part of the squad, was included before. So, Emily Smith-Rowe is part of the squad, and most of you have been worried about his return, but I think there is some good news that we've gotten straight from Charles Schwartz. You know, he's a correspondent of Arsenal for the news outlet known as The Goal. He has gone ahead to tell us that Smith-Rowe will be hoping to be fit for Brentford's visit to Emirates on February 11th, but the exact time frame for his return is not yet clear. So, Emile Smith-Rowe has been disturbed by injuries. That calf injury that saw him undergo surgery was confirmed to us by Mikel Arteta that he has had it for years. This time round, he decided to undergo a surgery. He underwent a surgery in September that saw him be out for close to 3 months. Then he returned in January. He even came on for certain games of Arsenal, but he got a setback. But it's not a calf injury. It was another injury, but I believe it was not all that serious. That's why Charles was telling us that he's hoping to return for the Brentford's game on the 11th of February. Meaning that today is 4th, 7 days from now, he's really going to be back in training with Arsenal. And so prepare yourselves to welcome Emily Smith-Rowe back at Arsenal, because they need this player. You know why I tell you they need this player? He's the only one player that Arsenal has that plays like him. Very direct, has goals in him, assists in him, his intensity to the field of play, and you'll need an impactful player off the bench. You get? Emily Smith-Rowe is one of those that needs to be part of the squad. The more he's part of the squad, the more he finds himself in positions of creating competition in between Trossard, Martinelli, because he was turned into a left attack midfielder by Mikel Arteta when Odegaard came in through, and Arteta got it right, because the player ever since then has shown us that his best potential is off from the wide area. Though making his breakthrough, he started as a central attack midfielder for Arsenal, but Arteta really improvised and put him on the left, and he really delivered every time he was on the field of play. So I believe Emile Smith-Rowe's return is really going to be a huge boost for Arsenal, because in seasons like this, you need your squad to be fully fit. You don't know who is going to get injured. You don't know who is going to get injured. Everyone would have thought that Thomas Partey would have been getting a knee injury, would have been getting maybe an ankle injury, but guess what happens? He got a rib injury. So, having played in the World Cup and started the season on well and played very many games, reality of fitness and tiredness is going to bite in this month of February. So from February until April, you're going to see very many players getting injured. That's it. So that's why you need every player to be available for your squad of Arsenal. Now, the captain of Arsenal, Martin Odegaard, there is some good news that Arsenal fans need to hear from the captain of Arsenal. Now, yesterday, a deal was confirmed, signed, and sealed for Gabriel Martinelli, 4.5 years, staying at Arsenal with another option here to be triggered. That calls for him to be at Arsenal for the next 5-6 years. Arsenal are not ending onto him. They are really wanting to talk to the captain, to Arsenal captain Odegaard, at the end of the season, in a view of signing a brand new long-term contract. When recently asked about leaving, Odegaard replied, "There is nothing much that can lure me away from here. I have a very good time here." Obviously, Odegaard has a lot to do. Though he's really giving us what he's giving us right now, but we all believe that he has not yet hit his ceiling. Odegaard has a lot in him, and the more confidence he gains, the more Arsenal is going to get from him. Now, how do you reward a player who goes ahead and really does the needful for the club? What do? Give him a new contract. Give him a new contract and extend it and increase his salary, because Odegaard earns £87,000 a week at Arsenal, meaning that they're going to give him a deal that's going to see him earn twice that amount of money. I believe it's going to be between £150,000 to £200,000, because he has worked for it. He has put his body on the line. He has gone ahead to score very many goals. And I think no Arsenal players will go ahead to score more goals than this guy. Even today while playing at Everton, you might find him on the score sheet. The most important thing is that most of his goals coming through when Arsenal really need them. That's it. I think he scored his first goal against Fulham. Fulham was leading by 1-0. He leveled the game. Then Magali scored the winner. When they are playing Bournemouth away, he scored a brace in the first half. He scored a brace against Wolverhampton Wanderers. So every time they need him, he's obviously available to put them into the position. And secondly, remember that game of Manchester United. I still remember it like yesterday. You know, I support United. That is something that you've known for so long, for you've been watching this channel. Odegaard is the man that directs that ball to find Eddie Nketiah, and Eddie Nketiah went ahead to finish and kill off Manchester United in a nick of time. So it shows you the quality that he brings on the field of play. He's just a good player. Very, very extraordinary player. And he's going to take the Premier League by storm. That's it. Next season, I believe he's going to get more numbers, close to 20 goals and 20 assists. Though even this season, it's possible for him to score 20 goals, because I believe he still has some more goals in him. Why? The presence of Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka helps him to really have a lot of freedom in the final third of the opponent. And you know what he does, what he has on his foot. He's a very good player, technically gifted player. You can't underrate anything that really puts out on the field of play. That is Martin Odegaard. So I believe giving him a contract is the best position. See to it that you really give that diligently attack-minded player to stay at a side known as Arsenal, because there is nothing you can do for him apart from really giving him the best that he deserves, because this guy has really gone ahead to shine. Obviously, Real Madrid are jealousy about them selling him at only £30 million. And I think they're even regretting why they never put back a buyback clause for him. You get? Because Odegaard is hitting the ground running, and now Real Madrid is looking in for players to come in and really replace Modric at Madrid, because he's 39 years of age, and they're looking in to spend close to £130 million on Jude Bellingham. So it is really looking expensive for them. I know they are really regretting why they really did that, but I believe that's what happens with football, because you might evaluate a player or assess a player and regard him done, yet he's not yet done and still has a lot to add to his game. So Odegaard has proven Real Madrid wrong, and obviously he's getting his time, and Arsenal really rewarding him with a new contract. It's going to be discussed at the end, after the end of the season, because right now it's a very impactful position where they are. They need maximum concentration onto the trophy, and is the captain responsible for everything that happens in the dressing room as far as keeping it intact is concerned. Not so? Then let's talk about Guendouzi lastly. At Arsenal, loan to Marseille. Arsenal got £9.5 million for him in the summer. They sold him on a permanent deal to Marseille. And now, there have been rumors that Aston Villa had made a bid to sign Guendouzi and help him make his return to the Premier League. But Olympic Marseille president Longoria has said, "We've not received any bid for Matteo Guendouzi from Aston Villa or any other club in January. We have discussed with Atletico Madrid for Jonathan Klaus without going any further," he added. Now, Guendouzi, a player that I saw that had a lot of potential in him, but the coming in of Mikel Arteta, Unai Emery never gave him lots of chances to play at Arsenal, especially Mikel Arteta. For Unai Emery, he gave him some good chances to play under him, but when Arteta came in through, he felt like this is not a ground for you to prosper. I need a different kind of player altogether. Then he loaned him to Marseille with an option to buy, and Marseille bought him. So as it stands now, everything has really showed us that Aston Villa was interested in this player, but the president has told us that they've not received any bid from Aston Villa or for any other player in January. The only player that was being talked about was Jonathan Klaus, the right back that they signed in the summer. That is, Atletico Madrid was interested into the player known as Jonathan Klaus. But I believe this summer, Guendouzi is coming to the Premier League, or he's really going to make his move away from the League One to the Premier League or La Liga or elsewhere, because he has really put up those numbers. He is consistent, he's press resistant, and his ball pass progression is really out of this world. So I believe he'll be needed by very many clubs in the summer, and let's wait and see where he's really going to be playing at. But the president has confirmed to us that nothing like a bid for Matteo Guendouzi was received from Aston Villa. So guys, your thoughts on Emily Smith-Rowe returning soon are welcome in the comment section below. Trossard, Jorginho, and Kiwior Kiwior included into the Arsenal UEFA Europa squad. Then Matteo Guendouzi, would you want him to return to the Premier League? And lastly, Odegaard renewing a new contract with Arsenal. Do you think he's worth it? Yes or no? Your answer or reaction is highly waited for in the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. First video of the day. More yet to come. Busy day, but I know we are going to handle everything and bring you all what you guys deserve to watch onto this channel. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. You know, that's my sign out code, because I know it's God that has really given us the gift of life to live and live and live and live and live and live. Smash the like button close to 200 times or 300. Don't forget to subscribe. How do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto our channel. I sign out for now. See you later, my lovely mates.